Okay, students, so while a couple more people come in, I just want to take this opportunity to tell you about my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, where I have over 20 courses I made designed to help you learn even a lot more about piano and music. So if you like what you see over here on the YouTube channel, you can find the same style of videos over on my website, but not only videos. These courses also come along with printable sheet music examples, real songs to play, assignments and activities to really enhance your learning beyond just from videos. So it will really help solidify the topics. You can go over there and read about it yourself, pianolessonsontheweb.com. I've included a link in the description. And one more thing I want to tell you is that you can use code YouTube during checkout to get an additional 15% off any order of courses, and of course you can get the courses in course packs at a discount. So I just want to let you know about that before we get started. All right, so now I'm going to open it up to the floor to questions. I had a question about playing, having stiffness in the left hand. It looks like we have some more people coming. Stiffness that some people experience when playing a left-hand chords. The key to not playing too stiff in any case, whether it's chords, scales, pretty much anything, is really the tenseness in your body. Is your whole body tense? Because if your whole body is tense, your shoulders, your abdomen, you're just really, and your shoulders up really high, well then chances your arms are also going to be tense as well. Your body should be fairly relaxed, although you should be sitting up with a nice posture. You should be fairly relaxed throughout your body, your arms naturally falling at your sides, nice and relaxed. And once you get your body relaxed, your hands should be more relaxed, but you're still going to have to kind of think about it as you play to make sure you're not stiffening your muscles. Because if you stiffen your muscles too much, then you'll have a lot of issues playing from chord to chord quickly. It'll just be very, very stiff. So what I would do is I would also practice sitting at the appropriate height from your keyboard. Because if you're too down low, then you're going to have kind of a dinosaur hands kind of thing going on, and that'll cause your muscles to tense. And if you're up too high, well, that's just going to be a bit uncomfortable. So you want to make sure, at least for me, when I sit down, the bottoms of the keys line up with my, to the top of my belly button almost. So that's where it is for me. You might have to adjust. For you, it might be a little bit different. And then you also want to make sure you're the appropriate distance away from the keys. I would say I'm a good foot from the keys. I could even be back maybe a little bit more. I would say you want to be the appropriate distance. I was going to say maybe it's a bit better to be too back than too close. But either way, I could see it being a problem. So you want to be a comfortable distance away from the keys, and then your piano bench up and down is important as well. And then also consciously, you want to be thinking about keeping your arms relaxed and your hands relaxed while you're playing your chords. Okay, so that's a few suggestions I have about experiencing stiffness when playing chords, or pretty much anything on the piano. Okay, Juan says, can I summarize how to figure out which chords to play when starting out with a minor chord? I know how to use the circle of fifths using a single note and using a major scale. Let me see if I got this right. Can I summarize how to figure out which chords to play when starting with a minor chord? Okay, yeah, so what you definitely want to do, if you're familiar with the circle of fifths, you definitely also want to watch my lesson about, something about building chord progressions. Let me get you a link to the exact video I'm talking about in case you haven't seen it. And then from there, you just basically transfer the chords into minor. I really need to make a lesson on this because this seems to be coming up a lot. But let me make sure you've seen this lesson first, because you have to know that to get this one. So everybody just give me a second. I'm not sure if you know how to build the chords on the major scale yet or not. If you do, the thing you have to know, now jot this down, because I want to make a real lesson on this, but I'm not going to write all this down right now. Actually, let's do this. Somebody else has written it down for us somewhere, I'm sure. Let's see, minor key chords. Let's do that. Yeah. Here you go. Let me see if I can find a better... Let me show you what I'm doing. See if I can find something better. Well, either way, if you look over here, right, it has it listed here on Google. I typed in minor key chords, and as you can see, they lay it out in A minor, which, here we go. They lay it out in A minor, which means that the first chord is here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I guess just 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, since that last note is repeated from the beginning. So, as you can see that the first chord built in the first note, remember that a lowercase Roman numeral indicates a minor chord. So the first chord's minor, obviously, in the scale. And then the second chord is actually diminished. Sorry, it should be B, D, and F. And then the third one now is major. Then you have minor, minor, and then major. And then you have another major chord. So just take a look. You can find this chart pretty much anywhere. I think this one is pianokeyboardguide.com or something like that. It's not letting me scroll down. Let's see. Let me type this in instead. Chords built on minor scale. Okay, and you can find the same thing there. So if you type it into Google, you can find a number of websites that have the pattern of chords that you need to know for when you're dealing with minor. So it's minor, diminished, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. Not as easy to remember as the majors. Okay, let's take a look here. Some others. Hey, Real Winslet fan is back once again. Welcome back to the classroom. Okay. Hey, Jordan's here. Oh, man. So Namaste has to go. It's 2 a.m. there. Bye. Sorry about that. Can it still be repaired? Okay. How long do you think? You have to wait. Okay. Okay, Adria says, I sit at least arm's length from the keyboard and still able to reach the pedals. So yeah, you also want to make sure you're able to reach the pedals as well. Hey, Jordan LeBeau says just starting. Okay. I just learned from Simply Piano and Flow Key. I'm learning fast. Okay, very good. At least 4 arms length from the keyboard. I've seen videos, okay, this is about the keyboard. I won't get into that right now. Maybe after the main topic here. Okay, Borpo asks, hey Tim, how many lessons are in the beginner's pack? So Borpo is talking about, over on my website, I have the course packs that I mentioned earlier in the lesson. And if you go there, you click Buy Courses, and you click on View Pack, it will show you that it has 4 courses in this pack. It has Introduction to Piano and Music, Learn to Read Music, Playing the Piano Level 1, and Music Theory Level 1. And if you click on each one, it'll give you a course description. But I don't know if it tells you exactly how many lesson videos are in each one. But I can tell you that there are 5 to 6 units per course, and each unit has 2 to 3 videos. So if it has 3, like I'm pretty sure most of the units in this particular course have 3. So that's a total of 15 like lesson videos. Now some of them are like there's extra activities and things like that beyond just the videos. But there's about 15 to 20, maybe even 25 videos per course. I know in some of them I really do have a lot of extra videos in there. Okay, let's take a look here at the next question. Okay, Lobo says, it's better to start with reading than looking at YouTube videos, like Simply Piano. Yeah, I agree. So you definitely want to like actually learn how to read music, actually learn the workings behind music, music theory. You want to learn rhythm and all that other stuff, mainly so you can go out and learn on your own. The drawback to a lot of apps, I'm not sure about Simply Piano, but I know about Synthesia and things like that. They're okay for learning a few songs, but if you really want to learn piano and then go out on your own and learn your own songs without any help from anybody and actually learn them very, very well, put in all the details and things like that, you definitely want to go through and put the work, learning how to read music, learning music theory, and just learning how music works all the way around and learning some piano technique, practicing scales, all that stuff. How to read music. So let me get you some lessons here so you can indulge in that. So while I'm doing this, if you feel like, if you have any other questions that come to mind, please let me know, and then I'll answer them as soon as I get the links for everybody. Okay, and now I'm taking a look back at some questions before. Okay, let's see. Okay, Real Winslet fan asks, what are the easiest substitutions to make when playing a progression? Okay, great question ask. I think you were here for the substitutions lesson we did before, Real Winslet fan, but maybe if you haven't, make sure you check that out on the channel. But to give you a quick rundown, some of the easiest substitutions, actually, just remember that whenever you're substituting one chord for another, you want to make sure they have two common tones, ideally. So one of the easiest ones to substitute is if you're doing like a 1, let me do it with just one hand, 1, 4, 5, 1 progression. If you swap out the 4 chord, F major, with the 2 chord, D minor, because they have the two common tones, F and A. So that's probably one of the easiest ones to do. So you do 1, 2, 5, and then back to 1. So that one works out pretty well. Another, probably one of the easier ones is to substitute 5 for 7, because then they both have the common tones B and D. So you got C major, and then you got F major, then you got B diminished, then back to C major like that. Okay, Lil Joe, what do I do when I know the chords for a song, but I don't know how to follow the song with the chords? Well, the first thing I recommend is really mastering your chords. So you should be able to be like, okay, G major chords here, F major chords here, D major chords there. So what you want to do, let me think about this. Let me bring up something like a visual aid or something like that. Okay, I can actually bring up one of the pieces we talked about on Friday. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, there they go. All right. So here I have the song Sweet Home Alabama. I think a lot of people have heard this song. I apologize if you haven't, and you probably might be a little bit lost, but I'll make the discussion or the explanation to fit either way. So as you can see here, we have the sheet music written out, and then you have the chords above. What you might want to do, even if you do know the chords, is to actually find the actual sheet music, because that way you can actually follow along to the other visual representation, which is the notes. But one thing you want to do is you want to actually listen in the song for changes in the chords. So as you can see here, just kind of turning off the sheet music there, that's the same chord, but see how that had a change in sound right there? Well, then you know you change chords. So if you know that the intro here to Sweet Alabama is a G chord, F chord, and then a C chord, what you want to do is just listen through the intro a few times and see if you can pick out where those chord changes happen. So like I said, you can hear it here. So there's the G. The obvious thing is that if you have the chords, the first chord will fit with the beginning of the song. And then you could hear it change again, so you know that that's the F chord, and then that one changes as well. And then it goes through again and again. So what I would do is just practice listening for the changes in chords throughout a piece. Depending on the song, it can be very, very difficult to hear sometimes, especially if you're not used to it. But I could do I could do it a lot better justice if I could do a real written out lesson ahead of time. But for this question. Okay, what do I do when I know the chords for a song? Yeah, so just listen for the changes in chords and see if you can line them up. It does take some getting used to, and you'll know when you're not playing the right chord at the right time. And then, like I said, another additional tip is maybe to even get the sheet music to read along with it that way. That way you can see where the notes and where they happen. Okay, let's see. Do the musical terms piano and tranquillo mean the same? Because tranquillo means to play quietly, and piano means to play soft. I would say that they're almost the same. There's a lot of trickiness in these translations of all these words. They're mostly Italian words. But some people do write pretty weird descriptions on how to play music. They are and aren't the same. Obviously, you'll be playing soft with both. However, with tranquillo, I think there's another like descriptive kind of thing where you're playing like gently and quietly. So you might not be having any sort of I don't know. Let me look this up. Tranquillo means to play calm and relaxed tempo at about 80 beats per minute. Okay, so that's what I was kind of thinking. Now it's kind of clicking in my head. So piano is actually a dynamic marking. It's going to happen in the middle of the piece. And it tells you for that instance that you're playing soft. However, tranquillo will appear in the beginning of a piece. Every piece, for the most part, let me make sure this is true. Every piece, usually in the beginning of the piece, has a descriptive word, which kind of tells you how fast to play it. Like, for instance, when we were looking at Sweet Home Alabama a minute ago, it just says moderately slow. This is where tranquillo would appear. And tranquillo means that overall you're playing gently throughout, but you're not only just playing soft, you're playing at a specific speed as well, 80 beats per minute. So you want to set your metronome to that to make sure you got it right. So again, that piano is a dynamic marking. It tells you to play soft. And a specific part of the song, tranquillo means that you're playing soft overall, but you're also playing at a specific speed, which happens to be a little bit on the slower side. Okay, Okay, Nathan says, I think I'm a little overzealous since I'm very much a newbie, but any tips on learning boogie-woogie for the beginner? I enjoy watching the video of some of those players. You want to learn about walking bass lines. Like, for instance, when I play the B-flat blues ever, in the bass line, now I'm oversimplifying a little bit. I'm really just outlining this chord here. It's a B-flat dominant 7th chord. And the bass line just walks up and down between the notes of the chord, really. Just like that. So you want to learn a little bit about that. You might want to learn some basic improvisation and some easy boogie-woogie pieces, which I don't really have any in mind at this second. Let me see if I can find something for you. Easy. Oops. So I'm typing something in right now. Easy boogie. So this one is Boogie-Woogie Bugle Boy. It's a fairly easy piece to get down, but it's a very good first step in the boogie-woogie, because boogie-woogie doesn't need to be overly difficult. You obviously want to start with easier boogie-woogie. It's just a genre of music. Easier songs, and then work your way there. And here we have the walking bass line again. Whoops. Just like that. Whoops. Whoops. I'd practice this one a little bit. Let me see. Just like that. So you want to, find this piece, Boogie-Woogie Bugle Boy, and learn that one first. The model of keyboard I am playing is the Roland RD700SX. That is the name of my keyboard. It's a really, really good, well-built keyboard. Okay, let's take a look here. I've got a list of 400 words to learn for the theory exam. It's a little bit bonkers. Ooh, 400 is a lot of theory terms. I don't know how many I would get right. LeBeau says, did you hear that Nintendo stole my name? Yes, I did. I actually never even thought about that until just now. Labo. Hey, Mike is here once again. Hey there, it is worth printing off more than major and minor chords. Would you try to learn all the chords, or only the chords you have to learn for a song? I recommend learning them all major, minor, probably diminished and augmented. The sevenths, I would still learn. I would just learn them all. I wouldn't skimp out on learning your chords. Okay, what songs would I recommend that aren't annoying to play and rich in chords? So something like a church hymnal would not be what you want, because that's just chords and chords and chords. Actually, one of them, if you haven't played it yet, I really recommend Bach's Prelude in C major, which we've talked about quite a few times on the channel. Now, it's technically chords because you're playing just arpeggios, but it's very nice and very relaxing to play. You're not really jumping chords all the time. It's really only also one chord per measure, which makes it a little bit easier to digest. So you should learn that one, Bach's Prelude in C major, and then let's see. Let me think about if there's anything else. Yeah, because something like that one might be a little bit annoying for you. Songs that aren't annoying. For Elise. For Elise isn't so bad with all the chords going on. Now, there's a bit more hand movement compared to the Prelude I was just talking about. like that. So it's just strings of notes. Again, it's a lot of arpeggios and things like that. You're not going to find a whole lot of music without chords at all, since chords is a very backbone thing for music. Getting left hand to play the progression. When I solo on the right, the brain freaks and left hand loses it. Tips on overcoming this. You should definitely practice more, says LeBeau. I agree, that would help. Let's see. Been having trouble getting left hand to play the progression when I solo on the right. What I would do, honestly, is I would just break it down. I wouldn't try to play a full piece with a whole chord progression or anything like that. Honestly, see if you can just play a chord with one chord with your left hand and play just like a pattern with your right hand. Right? I mean, chord with your left hand, pattern with your right hand. And then just try messing around the notes of the scale a little bit. And stick to the same chord. Don't try to move chords. If you feel like you're moving between chords and you're freaking out and your brain just can't handle it, just see if you can get that simple coordination of hitting chord down here, simple melody up there. And then once you start moving chords, take your time and really think about it. Another key I have for you actually is, what do you think? Slow down your playing. Chances are, if your brain isn't computing, you actually need to slow it down. And you might be slowing it down already, but you need to slow it down some more. Another tip I have for you, actually, and it just came to mind, is that make sure you have the left-hand chords mastered first, like you can move between them very easily, and the right hand. The better you can master them separately, the easier it is for you, easier it will be for you to concentrate on the coordination between your right hand and your left hand, because if you're concentrating on that, the notes, the rhythm, all the other things you have to juggle, it will be overwhelming. So you want to make sure you got everything else down before putting it together. Hey, Real Winza fan, you gotta go. Unfortunately, have to scoot. Bye, all. Thanks for the tips and streams, Tim. Have a good one. You too. Thank you. Heart and Soul. A lot of people do want to learn Heart and Soul, maybe not classic. So the question was, do I have any other pieces I would recommend besides Bach, Prelude, and C? Well, Für Elise is another one I recommend as well. I also recommend you learn, if you want to learn more Bach, this was actually not written by Bach, but one of his, somebody further down the line. But what is it? So you want to learn, I would also learn the Minuet in G. Now, let me see how hard this is to find. Oh, here it is. It was pretty easy. So let me get you a link to this. This is pianostreet.com, something like that. So let me get you this Minuet. I recommend you learn this one next. So I checked the link again. It looks like it wasn't working again. So I sent it back over. Catherine says, so much great music tips and links. Love it. We'll definitely rewatch. All right. Thank you very much. How can you build a song from a simple jingle bells to a more chord-like composition? Well, you're going to want to learn something about reharmonization, where you actually change the chords to a piece, which reminds me, it's the day of giving out links. Which reminds me, I have another lesson I want to send over to you about this one, because it can obviously explain it way better than I can right now. So give me a second, everybody, to get this link for you. Hopefully it won't take that long. So here we go. Okay. Okay, so there's the lesson on reharmonization. Corey says, what do you think it would take a beginner to learn the Third Moonlight Sonata? Ooh, that one is tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It will be very, very hard. It would be very, very hard for a beginner to learn that. I'm not going to lie to you. I would start with the first movement and build your way up to that one. But starting right from the third movement, I don't recommend as a beginner. That would be kind of hard. Okay, Mike says YouTube link works fine. All right, great. Adria says it's giveaway Sunday. Link giveaway Sunday. Jordan says, Tim, I'm a grade 3 piano student. My sight reading and chord counting are still very bad. Any tips to improve? I have more lessons on that as well. What I recommend you do, because I don't want to make this whole lesson about me giving out links, is what I want you to do is I want you to type in how to sight read. We'll do it together to make it easy. What I want you to do is I want you to go to YouTube, the place that we're at now, of course. Of course. And what you want to type in is how to sight read the best way. And then you want to watch this lesson by yours truly on how to sight read music. Not that one. How to sight read music the best way. So there's my face right there. And then your question about rhythm and improving that. Type in rhythm playlist lessons on the web. Also, check out the links in the description. A lot of times I have some links in the description for you. Rhythm playlist, and then just type in the name of the channel. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. Come on. There you go. Okay, rhythm practice. You want to check out this playlist right here. Mike says, Tim, that's gas. I just picked Jingle Bells out of the air. Fair play on having a video on that particular song. All right. Carol says, hey, Tim, I've been there, but for some reason couldn't log on. I think my computer has a glitch. Oh, I've been here. Ooh, sorry to hear that. So, yeah, Jordan, check out those playlists. And actually, one thing I want to tell you about is if you go on the main channel page, so you just find piano lessons on the web.com, and you can see, oh, we're meeting here right now. What you want to do is you want to scroll down, and it says upcoming live streams, and then this is the recommended order of lessons from beginning to end. And then if you scroll down further, you're going to see a list of playlists organized by subject. So here we have the piano lessons, music theory, we have reading lessons, rhythm lessons, playing with both hands, and actually I need to make a few more categories like sight reading. But if you want to find my lessons organized by category, you just go to the main channel page and then scroll down towards the bottom, and then you'll see the playlists listed by the subject matter. I think it is true that the minuet in G only has one page for the entire piece. And actually, I think it is 2 pages because it has the da 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 da. It has another second part to it. Yeah, sorry you couldn't join us, Carol. All right. Okay, so we're wrapping up into the last 10 minutes again. So if you want to learn a lot more about piano and music, remember to check out piano lessons on the web.com. And actually, if you are new to our live streaming experience here, what I want you to go to is piano lessons on the web.com also. But if you click on the community tab right here, it will actually tell you what we're talking about and when. So if you like today's class or you want to see, on Fridays we always have a bigger class with a main lesson centered around it. So if you want to check us out, we're meeting again on Friday, February 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to check us out. Then I'll also post some stuff to my Facebook and things like that to keep you informed. Hey, I want to thank Carol Christensen so much for the $2 super chat. If you're interested in leaving a super chat, which is, I guess, like a little tip donation kind of thing, the super chat button is right there below the main chat. So thank you so very much, Carol. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so while we're wrapping it up, you can still ask another couple questions if you have any, but I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and being such an awesome part of our classroom, learning together. I have so much fun doing these live sessions Fridays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got to tell you when they are. And it's really awesome that YouTube has really opened up this live streaming kind of thing, because I really like doing this a bit more than just making the videos and putting them out there and then never really hearing from anybody besides a few comments on the video. So this way we're all learning in it together. I get to learn something about you. You get to learn something about me, and we all get to learn about music together. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, because you just being here, it means a lot to me, and it offers a lot of great support for the channel. Like I say every time, if it wasn't for you, I would have stopped making lessons a long time ago. All right, any other last minute comments or questions? It was a great session. We had a lot of great questions tonight. I thank everybody for contributing, or if you just sat back and relaxed. Again, like I said, just being here offers a lot of support. All right, so I guess we'll wrap it up right now. Mike says, and we enjoy you and your videos. Thank you very much, Mike. I really, really appreciate that. All right, everybody. So we're gonna wrap it up here. I want to, again, thank everybody for coming out tonight, and I'll see you on Friday, where we're going to be talking about how to learn how to play fast runs and fills on the piano. All right, everybody. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you on Friday. Hey, Carol says, I'm getting better working on your course lessons. They aren't really easy, but I just plug and along slowly, and finally it gets better. Glad to hear that. And if you want to email me any questions you have along the way, maybe if you need any tips to make anything easier, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you out there, Carol. Adria says, thank you for your lessons. Great to come here after a busy weekend and learn something new. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mike. You did a very good job of explaining and giving references. You're wicked. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Linda. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out, Nathan. All right. Thank you very much, Fireflower. Julio, once again, thank you very much. You're welcome, of course. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.